Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
The B.S.N. Network proudly presents the W.E.C.P. with your hosts,
Aaron Holiday
and Jerry Flynn, the heels of podcasting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 15 of W.E.C.P. I'm Aaron.
I'm Jerry.
And we're the heels of podcasting. And this week we have a special guest, a gentleman that we both attended that wonderful high school in Middletown, Connecticut, Vinyl Tech, with Mr. Paul Strickland.
That's right. We the three of us actually played for the greatest football team in the history of high school sports ever. We almost beat Berlin that one time.
Yes.
Just that one time.
Just that one time.
Just that one time.
They had two guys that at least went to Division 1A, or at least Division 1 football. Their offensive guards were both 6'3", 6'4", had to be close to 400 pounds. Those fuckers were huge, man.
Yeah.
Not even making that up.
No, they were massive.
And we were probably the smallest offensive line.
Well, maybe the shortest. I don't know.
Possibly.
A lot of us were kind of hefty. So.
Yeah. I mean, what was that? 2004.
Yeah.
What would have been?
Yeah, 04 to 06.
Well, and
yes.
you got to look at it from my perspective. Coming in as I was a sophomore.
Yeah.
And seeing all you guys.
Yeah.
It was horrifying.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
everything
now,
at that school is horrifying.
Yeah. I was 05. You were
06.
06. Jerry was
2007.
7. All right. So, three separate years of graduating.
So we can at least count 3 consecutive numbers. So that's good. I mean, we did learn something.
We
It's
learned
fantastic.
something.
Numbers are good.
Yes.
Yep.
This week,
Yep.
with the craziness that's happening in the WWE, we got the Royal Rumble coming up tonight. We're going to have to learn how to at least count to 10, count down to 10.
Well, that's
every
what,
time they come out.
That's what that guy is for. Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, everybody just 10.
All right.
We were almost in sync there. That was pretty good.
It was pretty close.
10.
But, so we'll get into that. We'll also talk to Paul about his experience, and you also have had a hand in the ring. You've taken a dabble at it.
Yeah, I've had, my entire body's been in the ring.
There you go.
Yeah, I've had a little bit of experience with it, and love to talk into that further.
Yeah,
later on.
and
Absolutely.
we'll talk about that. And, now it was... What kind of match?
It wasn't a Royal Rumble. It was like a 13-man over-the-top elimination thing. So it was like a mini Rumble.
So you know what they're going through.
Yes, absolutely. And it's absolute chaos. You can plan out whatever you think is going to happen.
Yep.
And as soon as you hit the curtain, everything's different. Everything's gone. So it was definitely a cool experience. But I was definitely taken back by it.
Nice. All right, so we'll get into that. We'll talk about it a little bit and talk about how long you lasted and all that fun stuff, and see what you've been up to.
Yes.
All right.
That's this wrestling, you fuckface!
So, Paul, what did you participate in? What was the name of the company you worked for, and what was the show you were on?
So it was a charity event for Lucky Pro Wrestling up in Winchendon, Massachusetts. It was at the YMCA, and it was a very cool venue. It was an indoor type deal like most of the events are when I believe it was May. Just kidding. It was May. And there had to have been 300-400 people there, so it was definitely...
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. It was a hot crowd. And it was a 13-man Rumble, and it was just one of those things where I shot the promoter a message. It was like, hey, listen, I know you've got this Rumble coming up, or this Battle Royal, whatever you want to call it. If you need an extra body in there, an extra character, an extra gimmick, if you will, as they say in the business, I'm definitely I've trained. I'm not the best in the world yet, but I've definitely been training a little bit. I'd love to work with you guys, and he says absolutely, send us your music and bring your gear. I was like, okay, awesome. It's one of those things where I've really been not helping the company, but I show up to all their shows early, just like I do with Northeast Wrestling, excuse me. help set up the ring, help the guys with anything that they need, set up the merch tables and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where they really kind of look and see how hard you've been helping them out, and they kind of helped me out in a way.
Nice. So you've met the infamous Buff Dad.
I've met the infamous Buff Dad. I've tied up with the infamous Buff Dad.
Oh my God!
I have even swiveled hips with the infamous Buff Dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That man is a legend on this podcast.
He absolutely is. He's a legend in his own right. Absolutely.
We interviewed his son on our last
Two Buff.
episode. Two Buff.
The
actual blood son of Buff Dad.
Right.
And we keep asking him if he's going to have a Buff grandson. Like, is there going to be a third in the line of
It'd be like
of
Mini Buff.
Mini Buff.
Or Buff 3.
Yeah.
Buff C3. Kind of like EC3, but like Buff in there somehow.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny because we had a joke. If he had a son, he'd be in the Buff carriage, walking, going to the...
Go to the Buff supermarket,
Yeah.
getting some Buff groceries.
some Buff diapers.
Just to buff up.
Just to buff up.
Just so you can get to
buff up.
300 pounds instead of 275.
Right.
Of just
Absolutely.
pure muscle.
Pure Buff Dad muscle.
So, where did you train? Where are you still training?
Right now, I'm not training. I did have to take some time off because of my shoot job, but I am getting back into it this spring. I originally started, I don't even remember the year, it was probably 3 years ago. I started with Jay Busta or Randy Shawn down in Danbury, Connecticut. He has Platinum Fitness down there. So I trained with him, and that's actually where I met the guys from Adrenaline Rush, Keith and Dan, back before they were Adrenaline Rush, which was kind of cool, and they definitely helped me out learning the ropes, if you will. But then I took a little bit of time off 6 or 8 months ago, again for work, and I didn't like having to drive through Waterbury 4 times a week, so ended up checking out XWA out in Rhode Island. So I trained with Papa Taven and Uncle Mike and TK and Vinny and all those guys, and Buff Dad and Two Buff and all those cats over there, and it was definitely an experience. There's a lot of different characters. I mean, everybody is cool over there. It's anytime you had a question, or if you needed a hand with something, or if you had an idea you wanted to bounce off somebody, it was really cool to kind of ask around, and there's no judgment. I mean, there's a little bit of judgment, but it's one of those things where everybody kind of helps each other out. But then again, I had to take some more time off from work, so I started working more hours a week. But we're gonna get back into it this spring, and we're gonna see where we go from there.
Nice. Oh, wow. I've always wanted to get into it. I heard, was it damn? So they must have like a little bit of competition, because I heard, what was it, the Dudley Boys opened up a school in Danbury, right?
Yes, the Dudley Boys actually took over Platinum Fitness, where Randy Shawn was. Yeah, that's same school. That was after my time there, because that was just I believe it was a few months ago.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see that happen. It was cool to get some names in there, and I haven't been down there in probably a year and a half, a year at least, but it'd be a cool thing to kind of swing down on a Saturday and see how everybody's doing.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I actually I have a question about the match itself that you were in.
I may have an answer.
Okay. Actually, before I get into the match, your character.
My character. So, a little bit of backstory. When I was down at Platinum Fitness, actually the first day I met Dangerous Daniel Evans, one half of Adrenaline Rush, and current reigning and defending Northeast Wrestling Tag Team Champions, I was down there working out before wrestling practice, because I showed up early, did all the paperwork, signed all the, not contracts, but signed the release forms in case I did something stupid, and ended up just jumping out because Randy's got an awesome gym down there. And I was kind of working out, and I was doing one of those sled, I don't know what they're called. I think it's just a sled that you put weight on. And I don't know how much weight I had on it, but back and forth, just kept going, pushing it back and forth. It was 20, 30 yards, and just kept going and going and going. Dan comes up behind me. He's like, dude, you're like a freaking thoroughbred. Okay, I like that. And that just kind of stuck, and I was a thoroughbred, and kind of had this little bit of a country thing. Not much, just a couple of drops, but I threw an outlaw in there, so it's the thoroughbred outlaw. Bounced that off of the promoter for Lucky Pro Wrestling. He's like, yeah, that's kind of cool, but we're gonna bill you as the cowboy. I was like, all right, that's cool. So I came out with the leather vest and a cowboy hat, and had the Bob Orton rope there, and I was kind of like a fat Bob Orton, so it was pretty cool.
I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. Yeah. I just I wish I was a little bit smaller and a little bit more tan, but that's stuff I'll get to work on.
I mean, Sheamus is pastier than you, so.
and he's how many time world champ? So I mean,
you can do
it.
He
was also in a Ninja Turtle movie. So,
yes,
I mean, come on,
he was.
He's Bebop.
Yes.
Yep. So going to the match that you were in.
Yes.
I have to know. before the match starts and before it's your time, do they tell you, like, you have to be in this match for this amount of time before you get thrown, or do they say we want you to go to the end? Like, how does that work in an over the top rope type match?
It's one of those things where there's a sheet of paper set up,
Okay.
and there is a plan made, and everybody discusses said plan. This guy's going to work with this guy. That guy's going to work with that guy. Everything's going to happen. It's going to go off great. And then you hit the curtain, and the guy that you were talking to, planning stuff out with, he's on the ground already eliminated, and you look, and there's 4 guys on the other guy that you were talking with already. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to talk with everybody in the match beforehand, set something up like, okay, if I work with you, we're going to do this, 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 and this.
Okay.
And go that way. Because it was one of those things where I was supposed to do like a Mr. Perfect type thing where I was going to get propped up in the corner because I had never actually gone over the top.
Okay.
Before the match, and it was something I wasn't worried about it, but
Right.
it's, kind of scary being upside down heading towards the ground.
Oh yeah.
But it was one of those things where they were going to prop me up in the corner and just kind of put my feet over the ropes, hit on the apron, and do like a little ass bump, and then it's, oh no, I'm eliminated.
Yeah.
That didn't work. DTF, Dan Terry, we were kind of working a little bit, and he choked me with his boot, and he's like, all right, it's your time, and kind of just tossed me over the top. And I've got a GIF. I'll have to post it on the Facebook page, but I've got a GIF of my elimination, and it was... I definitely went over the top, and my feet definitely hit the floor.
Yeah,
I can tell you that much.
Well, I remember you sending me the link to that match, and I watched it. And even from your entrance all the way to your in-ring stuff, I mean, dude, you didn't do a bad job.
No, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was one of those things because I was really disappointed with my strikes because it just didn't work. And there was a time where I was working with Robo, and we got to the back. He's like, dude, you didn't even touch me. I was like, yeah, I know, I got to work on that a little bit better. But I worked a lot with Wrecking Ball Legursky with a lot of my strikes and stuff like that when I was at XWA. And I hit the curtain, and it was like I forgot the year's worth of training I had. So it was...
So a little bit of stage fright, maybe?
A little bit of stage fright, but it was a lot of adrenaline. It was an adrenaline rush,
I'm sure.
will.
I mean, and you said, what, 300 to 400 people?
Yeah, yep.
That too?
300 to 400 people, and I knew maybe 3 people in the crowd.
Right.
And I'm looking around, I'm like, well, I'm trying to get the reaction, and I couldn't find anybody, and I was worried about that. And
Where are those people I invited?
they're out getting hot dogs or something. What the hell is this?
Wow, man. So that's cool. I mean, because, like I said, I watched your time. I remember you telling me, but, when you watch it, look at the way I strike the opponents. And when you first started, though, it was very... I mean, you did look comfortable.
It was one of those things where I've met everybody in the match beforehand.
Yeah.
A lot of them from shows prior. A couple of guys I had just met that night, or that afternoon, rather. But it was comfortable, but it was one of those things where I was comfortable but lost at the same time.
Okay.
Because you get into the ring, and I actually think I even look in there, and I'm in the ring looking for somebody to punch, and there's nobody there. So I should have thrown up like a phenomenal pose or something like that, or just to kind of pass time and make it look like I knew what I was doing.
Right.
But it's one of those things. I've got a couple of big brothers, I like to call them, in the business, and I kind of showed it to them, and they pretty much said the same thing. I looked comfortable, but I was lost at the same time.
Now, have you, since your time off, have you been kind of going down the list, see if you want to maybe revamp your character? Because you go by Joey Stockton, right?
Yes, I go by Joey Stockton. So Stockton, California is where Ronda Rousey trains.
Yeah.
That's where the Stockton came from.
Okay.
And Joey is actually my uncle's middle name, who passed away 10, 15 years ago. He had muscular dystrophy. And
okay.
He was kind of one of the big things why I was into wrestling as a kid. So Joey Stockton, Thoroughbred Outlaw Joey Stockton, or starting out, it was the Cowboy Joey Stockton, which was cool as well.
So, I mean, is there anything ring gear, your finisher maybe, anything you want to revamp, or are you keeping everything kind of the same? Or
I think as far as the ring gear goes, it's on point, because that was one of the first things when I first started training with Randy Shawn down in Danbury. Day one, go get gear.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Just go get gear. So, well, what should I get? Just get something generic. Get your boots, pads, everything, because you never know.
Right.
You never know. And, I mean, we would all the students at the school, we would go to the Northeast Wrestling shows, the Lucky Pro Wrestling shows, to help set up the ring, set up the chairs, everything like that.
Right.
and you always wanted to make sure you had your gear in your trunk or in the back of your truck or somewhere.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Right.
If the promoter comes up to you and say, hey, this guy bailed last minute, we need you to jump in and do a quick 2-minute match with Wrecking Ball. We need you to get squashed by Wrecking Ball. You don't want to be like, well, I don't have my gear, sorry, because that's your opportunity out the window.
Right.
And shows you're reliable.
Yes, absolutely. And that's one of those things where as soon as a promoter walks in, or if they're there before I am for one reason or another, I go up and shake their hand and say, how's it going? I'm going to help set up, but if you need me, my gear's in the trunk. Just let me know.
Yeah.
And I actually even have it in the trunk with me now, because you never know. It's Royal Rumble Sunday, so you never know when a match is going to break out.
You never know. Philly's not that far. We're going to have
Vince,
our own.
I'll tell you what, Vince calls the show a lot.
So I've heard.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where I think the microphone wasn't plugged in, so we missed it.
Yeah.
We didn't quite hear him.
We heard him outside the mics.
Right.
We're good.
No,
We're good.
it's fine. Absolutely.
So as far as you're going to want to start training again in a couple months, like springtime, you said, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure which school I'm going to go back to. I know Slick Wagner Brown's got a school in East Hartford, the Test of Strength Wrestling. I definitely want to check him out because he's 20 minutes from my house.
I was going to say, that's got to be closer to where you live.
Because, Danbury without traffic is 2 hours, and
That's a haul.
Yeah, and West Warwick, Rhode Island was like an hour and a half, and it's all back roads. So, East Hartford's nice and close. I talked to him a few years ago about coming down and checking the school out, and I haven't been there since, but it's definitely on the radar.
Okay.
Nice. But, so, you're getting back into it soon. What kind of style of wrestling do you want? Like, all right, so, big question. Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Of all time, Stone Cold.
Stone Cold? Okay. All right, so are you going to try to work a style similar to his, a little bit more brawler? He had to change his style later in his career because of his physical, he couldn't do it anymore.
Right. It's kind of one of those things where I don't want to compare myself to somebody else. I kind of want to do my own thing. But for the sake of kind of describing what I'm shooting for, I would always tell people, a couple drops of Stone Cold, a couple drops of The Undertaker, and then kind of the energy and charisma of Edge. And just kind of mash that all together. And
the attire of Shawn Michaels.
And the attire of Shawn Michaels, the bedazzled hearts and everything. We might get like a bedazzled bull or something.
See, man?
But
that would be amazing.
It'd be great. It'd match the flames I've got in my singlet.
There you go.
So when you come back, so I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
When you come back and you feel like you're ready to get back into it, I have to know what's like a dream match that you want to be in for your own career. For
my own career, a dream match. Obviously, I trained with Adrenaline Rush, and I always wanted to kind of get introduced with like a 6-man tag, and it would have to be in Bethany, Connecticut at the Town Hall. And I know, Jerry, you actually just went to a show recently.
Yep.
And I'm a little bit disappointed you didn't tell me that you were going, because I'd have shown up and we'd have had a good time. But it's fine.
Hey, man, March 2nd.
March 2nd, we're going to WrestleFest.
Right.
Dave and I went last year. Had a blast.
I could tell you stories about WrestleFest. We'll have to wait until the mics are off. But it's definitely a good time. They put on an awesome show, Northeast Wrestling does. And it's really cool to kind of meet some of the indie guys. Not meet the indie guys, but hang out with the indie guys, but also hang out with the big names and stuff like that. Especially with the meet and greets, being able to work with some big names, it's pretty cool.
The Young Bucks for me that's
one coming up.
I actually met the Young Bucks at Wrestling Under the Stars 3, and that was 3 years ago, I think. And this was before I was training and everything or it was right when I started training, so I was helping kind of set up the arena at Duchess Stadium, and we were working, kind of keeping the line under control for the meet and greet. And I see these two guys walk in, and they have their rolling luggage, and I kind of walk up, oh, hey, guys, how's it going? And I shoot them a handshake, and oh, hey, how's it going? And then the elevator door closes, and I'm like, holy crap, that was the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
I just met the Young Bucks, and so that was kind of cool. It's little stuff like that. But back to the dream match, I definitely want to work some kind of 6-man tag with Adrenaline Rush. And I really, really, really want to have a one-on-one with the Battle Tank, Anthony Battle.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Chris, the Battle Brothers, they kind of run the show over at the Bethany Town Hall. And
those guys were way crazy over that night.
Yeah,
we were there.
Yeah, that's their hometown. They live right there in Bethany, and it's something where I think if me and Ant had a one-on-one in Bethany at the Town Hall, that place would explode.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
So we've talked about how your career so far. What do you think's going to happen tonight at the Rumble? Who's a surprise entrance? The guy you want to see?
The guy I want to see Diesel, and I think that may happen because he was just at the 25-year anniversary show.
But he wasn't on screen, was he?
He was. Maybe not.
Razor was. He wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't.
Nope, you might be right. I'm lying to you.
Is it Razor?
Yeah, it was Razor. I don't know why
Yeah.
I was thinking Diesel. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're just going to use that as a surprise. But I think it's cool that you kind of look at the promo poster, and they've got the women, and then they've got the men, but there's only 20 of each on the poster, and I love it when they do that. Yeah. So there's 10 of 10.
Yeah.
It's going to be a blast. So surprises. I'm hoping for Diesel. There's a couple of guys that just kind of wrapped up with Impact Wrestling. It'd be cool to see them. I was actually kind of browsing through YouTube this morning, and the first thing that popped up was Kenny Omega gets kicked out of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, he's coming to the E! Yeah. And then he looks like they're setting up another story over there in Japan, which is fine.
Supposedly he's got like a year left.
Well,
that's what I hear.
We'll see. Somewhere on the dirt sheets it said that.
Well, from what I heard is there's crazy possibility, like you were just saying, of wrestlers that are done with Impact. Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
That's the big one right now that I've heard
Bobby,
that he has been in talks.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine Lashley and Lesnar at Mania?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, it'd be incredible. But then they would have to push Strowman's push back another 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Because they really want him to be the top guy in the company, but it's like
you could
things keep coming up.
If their philosophy is, and that's my worry, is that Brock's gone.
Right.
And it's not that I'm worried about it because I don't think he does enough for the company to warrant what he gets.
Right.
So I think if you have him leave, that could be the program out of WrestleMania, Braun and Bobby Lashley. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd
monsters.
be fantastic. Absolutely.
And you could have Paul Heyman be one of their mouthpieces.
Right.
Because I don't think Braun needs to talk. He doesn't need to talk, and he doesn't need to have someone talk for him. Just let his physicality do it.
Yeah, and all he has to do is just yell.
Yes.
Or break something, and everyone's like, holy shit, here he comes.
I mean, the guy, at least he knows his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's even in his theme music.
Yeah. It's great. Well, it's
kind of like HBK.
Right.
He's got his name in his theme music, so it works out.
And he reminds himself that he's sexy and all the girls like him. And
yeah.
But at least Braun has that reminder, like, hell, that's my name.
It's my turn. That's me.
That's my music.
It's like the guys that are like professional alcoholics that get their name tattooed on their arm just in case. They're like, oh, that's right, my name's Bob.
If found, please return to my wife. And then there's like 4 names that are crossed off.
But I keep saying the one guy that I think is like the crazy surprise. It's not going to happen, but I keep saying it just because they had a picture of him at Raw 25, CM Punk. I don't see it.
He's never coming back.
But his wife
every time.
might. I think she could be one of the people that shows up.
That I can see. Yeah, absolutely. But it's one of those things where every time Cult of Personality comes on the radio, it's like, turn that up way loud and then cry because he's never coming back.
Yeah.
But
that was every year that's my...
Yeah. And
I don't like him, but I think it would be awesome for the sake of the Rumble.
For the record.
Like,
I hate the guy.
Yeah, I don't like the guy. I don't think he's that good of like...
Tell him I said that, too.
Yeah.
We'll have him call in.
It's not like he can really beat me up. Well, I saw his fight. He can't beat me up.
Well, dude, just get him on the ground. He'd be good.
Yeah. No, I'll just take him down.
Incredible.
Literally just lay on.
I wrestled in high school. I can take him down.
You wrestled in high school.
Yeah, I wrestled in middle school and almost got kicked off the team because I hit my brother with a chair at a practice. But
there you go.
Actually, I think you guys might have been there.
But no, who's your surprise entrance for the women's?
I'm going to go with the obvious one with Ronda Rousey. I think they've kind of been dancing around the idea for the past
3 years now?
Yeah, a couple of years anyway. And there was that big thing where Triple H missed a show because he had to go have dinner with Ronda Rousey, and that's either a really big affair that's like right out wide in the open, or that's some kind of business deal. And I'm going to go with a business deal on that. But I see Ronda winning it and then kind of beefing with Stephanie a little bit.
Well, I think Ronda just got married, so it was like that would be very ballsy of
right.
both of them.
Well, maybe it's like some kind of parent swap, or not parent swap,
like wife swap.
Yeah, wife swap. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't watch too much
swingers.
TV. Yeah,
swingers.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, there's
if they were into that. Like, we have all this money, let's just swap.
Well, I mean, his father-in-law is a genetic jackhammer, so I mean,
Jesus,
grapefruits the size of grapefruits.
There you go. The only reason why I think it shouldn't happen I think it would get the craziest pop ever.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think Ronda Rousey, if you want eyes on your programming, or just to get your company bigger than it already is, like the announcement of the XFL is going to bring more eyes towards it right now.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
they're going to see what's happening, what's changing. It, like me, excites me thinking that Vince might not be in charge for much longer.
Right.
Because he's going to start focusing all his attention on the XFL.
Yeah, and that's one of the things in the XFL announcement. He kind of came out and said, I took $100 million of my own money.
Yep.
I run this.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So I can look in the mirror and say, I built this up or I've failed.
Yeah.
And then just go back to doing whatever Vince does.
Yeah, he's just got that much fuck you money.
Right,
he doesn't
exactly.
care.
Oh, I didn't know we could swear.
Yeah, you
Fuck
can swear. But no, my worry is with the whole Ronda Rousey thing is I just think you need to either she should be the tomorrow night we should hear she interrupted somebody or she shows up. My match for her at WrestleMania is her versus Charlotte.
Ooh,
I like that.
That's a good one.
But the only thing that I'm thinking of is it's one of those things where they could really, really, really build a character in the wrestling world, her wrestling persona, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
She's the first UFC, bantamweight? The first women's champion.
First UFC champion, period, to compete in a match. Brock.
Right. But it's one of those things
someone
where,
that was actually a full-time...
Right. Well, it's one of those things where when Dana White brought women into the UFC,
Yeah.
she was the first champion.
Yeah.
They have an opportunity here where Ronda Rousey could be the very first winner of the Women's Rumble, which is why I really think they're going to try and put her over tonight.
That's a good idea.
And they've been playing up that Stephanie McMahon's going to be doing commentary during that match. So I kind of see Ronda winning, and then I see Stephanie coming into the ring and doing some kind of spot where they kind of work on building a rivalry there.
They keep saying that that's going to be the Mania match. Why?
Yeah.
There's no
Like,
point to
I'm not
that.
saying Stephanie's not compelling when she has the mic in her hand.
Right.
But I don't want to see her wrestle against Ronda.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I know she's kind of big into the fitness side of things. She's got all of her videos and DVDs, different workouts and stuff like that. But I don't know if she does any in-ring stuff. I don't know. I mean, that's one of those things where it's like...
She used to,
but now not so much.
Not since the kids.
Yeah, she's got what? They've got three kids now?
Three daughters, yeah. Did you see the video of them on, was it SNL?
The lip
Or not
sync
SNL,
thing?
not SNL.
Lip sync battle. Yeah. Oh,
On
God, it was the greatest thing ever.
Late Night with Jimmy Fallon.
Yes.
That was insane.
Yeah.
And they smoked.
They smoked your favorite team.
Yes, the New Day got fucking shit on on that show. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even Jimmy Fallon's like, New Day. Nah, we don't need that. Nah, check this out.
Yeah. It was amazing.
It was good. It was good. They did a good job with that.
I think if Brock leaves, you gotta have Triple H come back as an in the ring character at that point, because you need that still a big name. I think I think Cena wants to do TV,
right,
and I think that's why it worries me with just throwing Ronda into the mix. Is I want people that everybody already knows. I know everybody knows who Ronda Rousey is,
right?
But you just had one of her best friends just have one of her first big matches on TakeOver last night.
Yes.
I want to have her some time to build and a reason for little kids to know why Ronda Rousey's the baddest woman alive.
Right. No, I definitely get that. And it's with Triple H, I mean, he likes being in the ring. He likes being in front of the camera. He likes being the kind of focal point of everything. So I think you're definitely going to see him doing more matches. Mm-hmm. He may even do the Brock Lesnar schedule, with or without the belt, who knows. But I kind of like what they're doing with the Universal title, where they're kind of adding a little prestige to it, because it's like Brock's way up here. He's got the belt with him, and you can't touch it.
Yeah.
You can't even look at it because he only shows up once or twice a month.
Right.
So I kind of see what they're doing with it, and I definitely see with Brock leaving. I mean, obviously not confirmed, but if he does leave, I can see Triple H kind of stepping into that part-time gig.
Well, his contract, I believe, is up at the night after WrestleMania. Or WrestleMania is his last date final.
That's right. I did do that.
Like they did last time.
Right.
That was literally, that's why the week leading up to it, everybody was freaking out, is he going to go back to fighting? And he's like, yeah, and he's going to stay with the company.
Right.
What the shit?
Yeah.
And then he wins and then tests positive. We don't see him for a couple of months. And then he's back on TV again. Oh, well, he's a part-timer. He doesn't get drug tested.
Yeah, and the whole time he's got this belt.
Yep.
We've got the championship, but you can't have it. Sorry.
is the narrative that Roman's going to win? Is that like
Probably.
Is that what you think's really going to happen?
Probably.
I've been calling it for.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where like there was the rumor that Daniel Bryan was going to be in the match, and it's like with how they've been hyping up all of his health issues, I really don't see that happening, and I really don't see him winning it. But then I read a thing online somewhere where it's like, yeah, Roman Reigns is like, just reading his name, it's like, oh yeah, Roman Reigns won. I guess I'll use that. I'll use the men's Rumble, like the last 4 guys, to make a sandwich or something.
It just boggles my mind that they keep going back to it. I just think they need to do something different. I don't think Cena's the answer. I keep hearing Cena's a possibility. The one, we talked to a gentleman, Dave and I were at the casino the other day, and we talked to a gentleman, and he said The Miz would be like that crazy pick. That, because he's so over as that heel guy, but he just won back the IC title, so it kind of takes that away. He'd have to drop it, and you don't want him to drop it.
Right.
But I think that title seems legit again.
Yes.
The IC title.
Yeah.
The Universal, to me, with Brock holding it, it's like, if Braun doesn't win it, no one's going to win it. Yeah. And once Braun gets it, who the hell on the company... Like, can you legitimately see taking it back from him?
Right. No, it's exactly it. That's why I like seeing it on guys like Finn and Kevin Owens. I mean, they're tough, but you can still beat them.
Yeah.
Braun's a brick fucking wall. Like, you can't beat that.
And it's like, you got to make it... And I know it's wrestling, but it's one of those things where we've talked about where the moves have to be believable. Like, AJ Styles isn't going to give Braun Strowman the Styles Clash.
I mean, he might.
It might.
It'd be a huge pop.
He would try.
Oh, yeah.
He would try. But, I mean, as far as, like, Braun taking the title, it's like you said, like, who do we have?
Well, and that's the thing. It's like you look at guys that are that size. Big Show, done. Taker, done. Kane, done. They need to bring in some more big guys, some more 305 Live guys.
Yeah.
Yes, 305 Live guys. And just, if Vince is listening, I did weigh in a couple days ago at 301, so I mean, call me.
I got you beat.
Right on. Perfect.
Yeah, 320.
Wow. Yeah, that's a little bit higher than me.
Yeah.
But we're working on that.
I don't want to be 320.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear that.
That was like a little awkward silence.
Yeah, it's like, wait, we're both really fat.
No, I would never assume that you're 300 pounds.
No, I get that a lot. I've been told I carry it well, and it was one of those things where I want to be closer to 250 where I was. I lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah, there was a time where you were bulked out, dude.
Yeah, I was doing really well, and
you were hitting the gym twice a day?
Twice a day,
yep.
And once on Sunday. I was eating right, and then
you were consistent.
Yeah, and that was a big thing. And then started working 50, 60, 65 hours a week, and it's like I'd get home from work and
you're shot.
Yeah, shot.
And
so
especially
I put together some crap with dinner and a couple beers, and then I just got fat again. So but it's one of those things where the War Machine, Warbeard Hansen specifically, likes using the hashtag 305 Live, and it's like, oh, I'm 305, but obviously I don't look like Warbeard Hansen. So
he made an appearance last night.
He did.
At Takeover. I was excited to see that, and then the other gentleman that you brought up a little bit earlier, EC3.
Yes,
that's a surprise. I didn't hear that he had left. And
Jerry's over there doing a little dance. He's very excited.
I didn't hear that he signed to NXT.
I didn't either. I know. I saw a quick little thing online somewhere, like a video of like a. He had his last match or whatever with Impact, and it's like maybe he'll sign. But that was like weeks ago.
Guys, he's going to be in the Rumble.
I was going to say
maybe.
Does Ricochet make his appearance in the Rumble?
Oh, Ricochet, man,
that's one of those big names where you really could kind of throw him at the main roster, but it's one of those things also where
nobody. If you're not, lack of a better word, a smart mark, you don't know who he is.
Right. Exactly.
Or if you do know who he is, you know him as Prince Puma, and you're not going to recognize his face.
Right. Exactly.
Or we could use our term, if you're not
down with that,
or a Vince guy.
Yeah. If you just watch WWE, you're not going to know who he is.
Right.
If you're strictly a Vince guy, you're not. Just because,
right? Well, and that's the thing. Like, if Kenny Omega showed up one day and during the Royal Rumble, and everybody's gonna be like, "Who is that? DDP? Did he dye his hair? What is this?"
Why is DDP's hair silver?
The only thing that I think that it's like the same thing with AJ. Like, AJ had disappeared for a little while. It kind of was out of a lot of people's radar.
Right.
When he showed up, I still I talked about it in our last episode. I literally when I still watch that entrance, I almost cry because I'm like, absolutely. Oh my god! But even
poppy guy.
even Dave said, he was like, man, I didn't know who it was until the name came across the screen, because a lot of people didn't know. And then, I mean, to be honest, the music is so...
It's different.
Yeah, it's such like a hip-hop song.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying
it's hip-hop.
Yeah,
it's from
hip-hop.
JoJo.
Yeah, well, I was going to say... But he's also so, like, with his, especially his voice and everything, you like would not expect that, and you're like, oh shit, and it's so catchy, so awesome. I think Kenny could do the same thing.
Well, they don't want none, so
Yeah. But I think with his match against the Alpha Club there, freaking Chris Jericho, I think he could show up and a lot of people would know who he is.
That's very true, and that's one of those things where it would actually be really, really cool to have Jericho come out and do. I mean, not really like a surprise, because he was just at the 25th thing.
Yeah.
He was actually there. I'm not just making that point.
No. He was there, and he had the Alpha shirt on, which I was shocked that Vince let him on TV with that.
Right. So it's one of those things. Hopefully they come up to W.E.C.P.com.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. I don't work for them. Yeah, it's one of those things where if Jericho came out and, he's in there doing his thing and putting people in the Rumble on the list, and then all of a sudden Kenny Omega comes out, they've got an opportunity right there.
I would shit my pants.
Yeah, I mean, everywhere. Just throwing it all over the living room or wherever I'm watching it.
I would paint the Mona Lisa with my shit.
You'll have to jump on Facebook Live. But then they could set up the rematch at WrestleMania between Alpha and Omega, Chris Jericho and Kenny
It would
Omega.
be amazing.
That'd be great.
But
it'd be phenomenal.
Okay, but in that same breath, Vince would tweak it to where the Alpha versus Omega, but it wouldn't be like, obviously, Jericho's not going to flip off the crowd with the camera and stuff like
He's
that.
not going to
I mean, he
beat up all the guys
could. At a pay-per-view, he
you can do the Stone Cold thing where he's
Stone
like
Cold
he's
came
giving
out
everybody the finger, and then the camera's
Monday.
like,
He came out on Raw, did that shit.
yeah. And you can see the cameraman's like, oh no, and he kind of bumped the camera shot down a little bit.
It'll be funny, like Vince is in the truck, like, damn it, man, we dropped that camera, Jesus Christ.
But I think with Jericho, he would tell Vince ahead of time, like, hey, this is what I'm going to try to do. Get your cameras ready.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Like, you're going to have to pop in on someone else's face, not mine, because I'm going to be flipping off the crowd.
yeah. Like the second you see me point like this, like, oh, it was like a little kid eating an ice cream, like.
or like the Miz girl there. Just kind of zoom in on her.
Yeah, just zoom in, or the Undertaker fan.
Totally.
So, Men's Rumble.
Who
Who do you want really, really, really to win?
Wanting and knowing.
Yeah, wanting and knowing what's going to happen. It kind of it's like okay, this guy's going to win. I can't really put too much thought into it.
Roman's going to win, but
right.
If you, let's say you wrote the match, right? My friend Joe over there wants Randy Orton to win. I told him that's definitely not going to happen. Who do you want? Who do you if you could pick anybody over Roman? And I know the answer would be anybody over Roman. Me personally, I want Bray.
That'd be good. They could kind of give him.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But
they buried him.
Cool.
I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
Aaron Holiday.
It's the same thing that happened with Bobby Roode when he came up to the main roster.
You are such
they
a heel.
don't know how to do it with
Yeah, it was like
you are such a heel of
and then
podcasting
just
right now.
Came, that's pretty good because that's your guys' gimmick.
Yes.
That was
Yes,
good. I like that.
totally.
Heel.
But I just think they just don't have a fucking idea what to do with him. Like the whole Sister Abigail thing has
year,
ruined it.
Bray-
I don't respect the character anymore.
Bray has been the Final Four every year.
That's okay, but he's held the title and nobody cared. He went and got dreads and he looks like shit.
I gotta go home.
Well, see you later. So we know Roman's going to win, and that's just kind of given.
Well, at least my girlfriend will be happy with that.
Yeah.
I mean, his hair is really, really pretty.
Very greasy.
He wears contacts and he gets blue eyes, and I'm like, that's why women love him.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
He's jacked.
Whoa.
He's got the eyes.
Whoa, hold on.
He is I get it.
My man wears contacts?
Yeah. Watch his eyes, man. I know that sounds really weird, but
No,
I'm the guy that doesn't like receding hairlines. I'm the guy that notices stuff like that.
He loves Baron Corbin, by the way.
Oh yes.
Oh,
yeah, this
Jesus.
weird
Just shave
belly
your
button
head or
thing that
something.
he's got going on.
Well, that's the thing is he's another guy.
Baron Foreskin?
Put him in the same boat as Big Cass. Bulk up.
Yeah.
Is Big Cass the one that is he a run-in tonight?
That's a possibility because I mean,
He makes his return.
Enzo's kind of
Enzo's gone,
predisposed,
so it's you don't have to do that storyline anymore.
right. No, that'd definitely be. That'd
Big
be something.
Cass, honestly, though, if we could just level, the Big Cass character, he has horrible mic skills.
Yeah.
He needed Enzo for that. I mean, you're the brute. Don't get me wrong. You're the 7-foot brute. Just don't
Put him.
Okay, so
put
check
him
this out.
Put him with his girlfriend.
Carmella.
Yeah, why not? Miss Money in the Bank. Let him win the Money in the Bank this year. Bam, done. Right to itself.
But
Everybody in the room just fell asleep. No, okay, so check this out.
that's my girl.
That's fine. It
You
is
just
what it
said
is.
you have a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend, but if I was a wrestler, I want Carmella to be my. I love you, baby. Don't. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell her you said that. No, okay, so check this out. Brock drops the title. Brock's gone.
Okay.
Maybe Cass doesn't win the Rumble. Sets up something big, in the Rumble match. And long story short, Big Cass is a Paul Heyman guy.
I was just thinking that.
I was going to
You're
say
lying.
it, but
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. You said he can't talk, and he can't. I mean, it's like one of those things where, you put a microphone in my face, and it's like, okay, we're live, and it's like,
so
my
what's
name's Paul. I mean, Joey.
Yeah.
Paul.
You did all right for the Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah, I was like, oh, camera. Hi.
what's the
That's Dave Dawson in the background, ladies and gentlemen.
what is the main event? Is it the main? Is
I
it
am
the
the main
Rumble or is it the
No,
title? Is it the 3-way title match?
No, the Rumble is always the last hour.
Okay, so if that's the case, Braun could technically
He could. Yeah.
he could technically lose the match, not get pinned. His narrative I didn't like as much. The guy we talked to earlier this week, I didn't like his narrative. Like, oh, you just pin him with something. He said that basically you get Braun, you throw him in another dump truck or something. Not a dump truck, but you essentially keep him away from the match. You let Kane take the pin. And then he does the run-in during the Royal Rumble, comes out number 30, wins the match, and then now you have that at WrestleMania. He technically didn't lose.
Yeah, so he still looks strong.
There you go.
So
I think you could do that, but you'd have to have both Kane and Brock take him out.
Right.
Here's the thing with that. Roman, the thing with Roman, he gives off more of a, story-driven feeling when he wins. I mean, people hate it, but at the end of the day, the guy, I'm not wrong with it.
Right.
Yeah, but Vince loves to swerve us at the last minute.
Yeah, and you could be right.
I just think that would be the most logical explanation.
How many Rumbles have been a last minute change? I feel
they're always
always
they're
Vince
always
Vince,
Vince.
I feel like Vince has a plan.
Yeah, just anybody but
anyone but you, Roman.
Yeah, well, no, Roman's always
Just kidding. You win.
Yeah, no, Roman's gonna win, but it's like anybody but Daniel Bryan. That's his philosophy.
But I wouldn't mind that. A Daniel Bryan win.
No, he minds that.
I know he
There's
minds
a
it.
reason why he got booed. Roman got booed out of the building last time they were in Philly for this because he threw him out of the ring,
and The Rock couldn't even save him.
That's the other thing. He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, no.
If he didn't do that, it wouldn't be as bad. The Rock shouldn't have to give the rub to his cousin for no reason. You're already building the guy. You don't need The Rock. There's no point in that. There's no logic to him running in.
Well, and that's the thing, too, because you get to kind of rub off with The Rock, and then all of a sudden, that's The Rock's cousin. And
that's
it's
the only reason why.
He gets special treatment.
That's the only reason why.
Because remember they had that thing family, or family above everything that they were saying or whatever.
If you notice, that's never the narrative with Nia. It's
never
the narrative with her. No. That's never the narrative with the Usos. I never talk about that.
Nia
but
Jax,
they're all related.
Nia Jax is earning her stripes.
Yeah.
She's doing everything that she's.
She was smart. She pulled her. She probably took advice from her own cousin. Was like, listen, I don't like where this is going. I'm going to take some time off.
Yep.
And then when I come back, push me doing something. She's best friends with the champion, but give me something. And then they started having her with her love affair with Enzo, which that doesn't work anymore. But
it still could work.
Well, it could. It just would get very weird,
right?
Real quick,
very weird quickly.
It's just my thing is just you don't need to do that stuff, and the company just loves to those little Easter eggs. I don't think does The Rock make an appearance tonight? I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
I mean, I kind of want to hear his theme music.
Yeah, I just don't need to see him in the ring.
Right.
Unless he does the full Brahma Bowl, comes out with the leather vest, the jeans with the big belt buckle, and the fucking cowboy boots. There you go.
Yep. And then the next entry will be Stone Cold.
Yes.
And we'll set up The Rock in Austin.
And then
4?
Yeah. And then following that would be Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. So
no, we're talking about actual people that are alive.
Kurt Hennig?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No.
No. So not Ultimate Warrior then.
I mean, you
that
can
would be
try.
pretty cool, but
you can try.
I want Hogan.
It's not going to happen.
I want Hogan.
I
showed him WrestleMania. That's it. He's going to show up at WrestleMania as like an old timer.
He's like, I'm in the wrong building, brother.
Yeah.
Like the last time, and then
the
he's
Silver Dome.
Super Dome.
Sorry. If Hogan came out tonight, I would mark out like, oh my god.
Well, I was going to say they have to do the old school
Hollywood Hogan.
No, it's not going to happen.
You almost said it too.
I was going to almost say it. It's not. No, it's got to be the I am a real American. If it's not that, it makes no sense.
Right, he's going to come out in his tie-dye.
Especially with the way everything is right now. Like, if he just wants to double down on that, like, he's already considered a racist. Just double down. Yeah. I am going to be, like, a Trump supporter like you wouldn't believe. Just double down on it. I am a real American.
I am a real Trump supporter.
Like, just double down on it.
T-shirt sales that are either going to go through the roof or through the floor.
Well, they will in the Midwest.
Yeah, there's that. If we're talking about what ifs, okay, we bring in Hogan. We bring in... I don't know if Scott Hall looks a lot better than he did a couple years ago.
He didn't look good Monday night. I'm not going to lie. He looked better.
He looked better.
No. He looked better on the documentary of the resurrection of Jake the Snake. He looked a lot better on that.
When he was in the wheelchair?
No, after the surgery, bro. He looked better. Like, when he was making fun of Jake's hair, like, he looked good. And now I'm looking at him like, Jake the Snake might be one of the, like, mystery entrances this year.
Well, Scott Hall, he also lost more weight.
He just looks weird.
He just looks weird.
Yeah,
like he doesn't have that puffy.
His son needs to come,
bro. Dude, he's in New Japan, right?
He's bouncing around. He could be one of those guys that shows up at like NXT and just destroys everybody.
And it's one of those things too, because he did a Northeast Wrestling show a few years back, and I met him, and the dude is a monster.
Yeah, was he 6'9"?
He's like 9 feet tall, and he's jacked. He's built like a brick shithouse. He's
just
huge.
like Daddy.
Yes,
well,
and he loves to talk shit. And I'm
does
like,
he?
I'll meet you in the parking lot, and I'm like, I don't want to. You're
gonna kill me.
Because you'll kill me, and I'm good.
Your dad already killed somebody. I know you can. Yeah. I'm not messing with this.
Yeah, well, he said that was an accident. Okay,
oh, that's fine. Brush that under the rug.
So for the women's though, you have Ronda being.
I have Ronda being out there. But
like winning it though.
Winning it, yeah, because I see her winning it, and once you put the belt on Ronda Rousey, because that's happening, whether she wins the Rumble or not.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's
that
100%.
Is immediate press. New York Times front page of every paper the next day,
and they'll make the figures.
Yeah.
Those will be gold.
Yeah,
she'll probably be the only one that has the rights to her figures.
Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's Ronda Rousey, right? Yeah, they're not going to trade. I don't think WWE is going to trademark her actual name.
Well, no, CM Punk, like, he still is getting royalties from his figures.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's good.
Oh.
Well, like, his fighting career's not doing all that great.
No. That's what I'm saying. And they're saying he might come back and do another fight, which is
probably not
laughable.
I'll fight him.
That's what I'm saying. I'll take the check. It's like if somebody said to me back in the day, "Would you fight Tyson?" Yeah. Pay me millions of dollars. I'll take a beating.
Oh yeah.
I can pay. I'll take one punch. I know it might break my jaw, but that shit can heal, buddy.
Yeah.
And I got enough money to fix it.
I'll take the fall, guys. I'll take the fall.
Yeah, I got this. It's fine.
I can live that life. I'll eat through a straw for a couple weeks. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, protein shakes, bro.
Yeah,
it's a risk you're.
I'll thin down. I'm all right with it.
It's a risk you're more than willing to take.
Yes.
Totally.
If anybody out there's listening, I'll definitely take.
Fuck yeah,
take a fall. It's got to be a couple million though. I can fix some of this ugly I've got going on.
You're not an ugly man, Paul.
Let's not get into that.
You're not an ugly man.
I mean, the beard's kind of covering some of it, but
okay. I don't know about that, but that's part of your charm.
Yeah, you got the beard.
I mean, I guess it's better than the fucking pirate I'm sitting next to over here.
Hey,
yeah,
I shaved my mustache.
Yeah, right? I saw it.
As soon as I
saw it, I was like, and then you posted who did it. I was like, Jesus Christ. That might be like the live in person. Event.
You know
when
what?
we ever do a live event, that's what we're doing.
I'm booking it. Aaron Holiday versus Joey Fresh, steel cage match.
Can I be
is it a shoot?
No, we're gonna it's a shoot. We're gonna have an actual match.
All right,
we're gonna ring out. Yeah, I'll tell Joey.
Anyway.
Call him up right now.
Anyway,
do it on the air.
Yeah.
We'll do it live.
No, but so Jerry didn't watch TakeOver. You did, Paul.
I watched the last 2 matches.
Okay.
I actually, honestly, completely forgot about it. I got home last night and just kind of jumped on and saw that it was on, so I turned it on and caught the last 2 matches.
Well, yeah, I was babysitting last night, so
The tag title match was actually pretty good.
Didn't see it. I saw the result, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, they look good. It almost it looked like it was a botched finish at first, but then once they did the replay of it, you see that there was a reason why it happened. The Authors of Pain came, do their double power bomb, like slam into each other, and then they slam them onto the ground. Well, they did that, but it looks like one of them slammed the other one a little too hard, so he stumbles back into the ropes, and then Kyle O'Reilly nails the guy with that was the botched part of the move, is he kind of botches it, knocks it into the other guy, hits does almost like, I don't want to say like a hurricanrana or whatever, like throws the guy with his legs out of the power bomb, and then covers him up because he hits his partner, covers him up, his partner's out of the ring, Bobby Fish is out of the ring, he covers him, Bobby Fish and him win, but they both look like they've fucking gone through a battle because they wrestled the Authors of Pain.
Right.
They might be my call-up tonight.
That's not a bad idea, because that's...
Like, literally,
the
they
Authors
just...
of Pain.
The Authors of Pain.
What Razor and
Other guy.
Ackham? Or
That's
something?
Ackham. I think you're right.
Ackham?
Ackham and Razor.
I remember again because we watched the War Games. I'm like, damn, those guys, they put on a hell.
That was a good show.
Yeah. Those guys are good.
And what's his name?
They look like they could write a book on Pain.
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean,
with their with their producer, with their was their co-writer, their ghostwriter,
their ghostwriter,
Paul
Ellering. Yeah.
Are we going to see Aleister Black tonight?
No,
I hope so.
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
I don't want
No.
You don't want to make.
I don't. If they do it, he better not come up. Like, he better not be the guy that comes up after. Like, he better be the guy that comes up, does that, and then goes right back to NXT.
Kind of like what they did with Dillinger at number 10. He's like,
Yeah,
yay, and
yeah.
then back to NXT.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I
Hey,
don't want him
Ty,
up on the
your
main
character.
roster right now.
Not going over. Go back.
No, just send him back and let him eventually get the title.
I just want to know who these 10, because you said there was only 20 and 20.
There's only 20 and 20.
See, I love the surprises, man.
yeah.
Keep those coming, dude.
I think the guy that's probably going to be one of the other surprises.
HBK.
No.
No. Didn't he just get, like, hip surgery or something?
No.
He's not going to do it. You know who it's going to be? It's going to be one of the New Age Outlaws. I'm hoping for Billy because he looks great. He's probably roided up like a motherfucker,
Yeah,
but
You know what? Count it.
he is out there to do a job.
Yeah. Yep. I'd love to see. I mean, when Road Dogg came out, a few years ago and had his 5 minutes in the ring, it was good. I mean, it was like,
yeah, no, he's always fun. He's entertaining. He's a good wrestler.
Billy Gunn,
man. I think Billy Gunn's still good too, man. He can still go.
And he won't come out to Ass Man.
Why not?
To DX.
I'm just a man.
I'm a butt man.
I'm a butt guy.
I'm a tookus guy.
Oh man,
What the hell's that took us?
I like to look at them. I like to think about them. I cannot touch them because this TV program is PG.
It almost rhymes.
Yeah. I almost made it.
Almost.
Yeah. But Billy Gunn, yeah, that'd be great.
I just think I think it's
great.
a high possibility. He was at Raw 25. I don't want to see 123 Kid or X-Pac or Six, whatever you want to call him.
623 Kid Pac.
Yeah, he's got a. Did you see that? He's got a figure now. Six from the NWO has an elite figure.
Why?
They're doing a Legends run.
That's
purely for Walmart purposes only. They're doing him.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
Walmart.
God damn it,
But
Walmart.
they usually get some good shit. It was just surprising to see that he's getting a new figure. Like, it doesn't. How is that guy still in the good graces of the company, but China can't get in the Hall of Fame?
Real, man.
Like, he was in the same. They did the same porno. It's like Xavier Woods and Paige. Everybody shunned Paige, but nobody said a fucking word about Xavier Woods. He's married now, so let's not talk about him.
Yeah.
Hey, he's the guy that was fucking a girl with another dude in the room filming it.
Well, I mean, I can't knock them for having their own hobbies.
No,
I'm
I'm just saying, like,
It's Paige. I mean, come on.
for like people to like get on him about it, on
Right.
her about it.
Well, and it's one of those
him
things
him getting on her and everyone else getting on her about it.
and figuratively,
Yes.
and all that.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
and it's one of those things. Everybody trashed her for it, but then she came back, and it was one of the biggest pops you've heard.
I'm back. That's the worst comeback ever.
Yes,
And then that was horrible.
It was great
Did
all
it
the way
once.
up
Did it
until
once.
she stopped talking.
Yeah.
Or started talking.
Yeah.
Rather. And it's like,
just don't.
They're like, oh,
And now she's done.
Yeah.
I
she's
thought
done.
she would have been the one I thought would have been like the surprise win
who's
of
running
the Rumble.
who's running the group now, or did that just
she's still
She's
kind
still
of like
part of it.
She's a father figure of the group.
She's the mouthpiece. That's it. She's
Yeah.
Paul.
but as
She's
far
Paul
as
Heyman. That's it.
as far as in ring,
No,
she's
she's done. She can't wrestle anymore.
wow.
25 years old. She's done with her actual in-ring career.
Well, you might as well just get rid of her at this point.
She can still talk, I guess.
I don't want to hear her talk.
I mean, you just bring back, her abusive, still married ex, and just go with that scenario.
Alberto Del Santos.
Yeah, he's signed up with Impact, so it's never going to happen.
Of course he did, because the only company that probably would fucking take this guy.
Yeah,
But
he always smells nice. So I've met him a couple times
Did
in
you?
person. Yeah,
Did you?
It's like a vanilla.
Is it?
Kind of nice? Yeah.
So in the Rumble match that you were in, were there any big names in it that we would know?
I mean, Joey Stockton was in it.
Yeah, I see him all the time.
Yeah, there's that. We talk online and stuff. Tomahawk was in it. He actually won the whole thing.
It was 13 guys.
13 guys.
Okay.
The heavy hitters were in there.
We know them.
That's
about
to think.
it?
Yeah, that was all 13.
You wait enough to be 13 people?
Everything was a blur.
Nice. Yeah, I just figured because every time we go to like a NEW show or something, there's always that random like the Godfather just makes like a random appearance or shit like that. Jerry Lawler entertains a match.
Glacier.
Glacier, that would be funny.
No, it was there.
Yeah, he actually.
Was he?
He was there. Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was in the Rumble match.
They took forever to open the door.
The Northeast Wrestling one, but
They took forever to open the door because he wanted to set up. And I'm like, no one's here to see him.
Yeah, right.
Go. I just want to go sit.
Well, it's one of those things. It's indie wrestling. The bell time is 7:00, or the bell time is 7:30, and the show starts at like 9. And that's just every promotion. That's how it is. It's just everything runs late. No matter how many times everybody sets everything up, it's always late.
So from getting back to your match, by the time you walked through the curtain, like to the ring, did time feel like it was like super slow?
It felt like I was behind the curtain in the gorilla position.
Yeah.
And they played my music, and it was one of those things where it's like it was like a slow kind of intro, and then the beat drops, and then I would walk out, and I had it all in my head, and I practiced it in the bathroom before I got there.
Yeah.
Like even before I left the house, and it was one of those things, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's time to go, it's time to go, it's time to go, and I just went. And the music, like you saw in the video, the music, it was drums, and then they cut the music, so you didn't even get any of my theme in there, which is fine. I mean, you have issues the first time out with anything. So it felt like I kind of circled the ring a little bit, and I start trash talking one of the guys that I was talking with backstage, and then he got tossed, and it's like, great. So I get in the ring for what felt like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I was just in there, and I'm just punching guys, and then I go to review the video, and from the time I hit the curtain to the time I came back, jumped in, it was 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
It seemed like an eternity, though.
Oh, it seemed like a half hour. I mean, I got back, I was all sweaty, everything hurt, and my head was hurting, but I mean, yeah, 2 minutes and 38 seconds. I did run back out, though, because I'm pretty sure the referee cheated because he didn't actually see my feet hit the ground because he was on the other side of the ring. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I tried to get back into the match, but Tony S. wouldn't let me.
Now, do you want to see your character? Like, are you heel or are you face?
It's one of those things where...
Or is Joey Stockton the neutral? Whatever benefits him type
I could
thing.
go, yeah, it's one of those whatever benefits Joey Stockton, but... I would have, me and my own personality, my shoot personality, would have a lot more fun being a heel.
Yeah.
I like to talk shit all the time with friends, enemies, whomever. I like making kids cry, all that stuff. I'll knock over a can of Coke or whatever. But it's also one of
best friends.
Yeah. Let's hug it out. Let's wait for all these wires to get out of the way. But it's another thing too, where I'd love to walk into the Bethany Town Hall and have everybody in there chant my name, being a face. So it's. I could go either way with it. I'm kind of, I guess you would call that neutral.
That's cool, man. Now, as far as like as a face, I mean, do you have like a catchphrase that you would use? Like as if you, let's say if you were a bad guy, would you say something that kind of pisses people off? And if you were a good guy, what would you say to like? Do you have like something that you do, or?
I didn't really work on face versus heel catchphrases or anything like that. My theme music is, I don't know who actually sings it, but it's on an urban country kind of album type deal that I found on Spotify one day, and the song that I chose as my theme music is Somebody's Gonna Need a Grave.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of, that's where the Undertaker Stone Cold mashup kind of comes in, where,
Okay.
I'm this badass that digs holes, I guess. So,
He's a hole digger.
I'm just gonna have you sing my theme. It'll be perfect.
Got you.
Yeah, and Aaron can rap. It'll be great.
There you go.
I co-sign that.
Yeah.
I like
Awesome. Make it happen.
I don't think anybody would ever want to hear my voice.
As long as we can put the B.S.N network somewhere in that,
Yeah, well,
in that song.
every 20 seconds will be a plug. It'll be fine. Like, music stops. Be sure to listen.
He's a gold digger. B.S.N network is a gold.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I'd kind of run through a promo, and it's like, when I'm done with you, somebody's going to need a grave and stuff like that. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, and then my finisher, I had the name, but I didn't actually have the move.
So what? Yeah, what is your finisher?
The 6 foot drop.
Okay.
So, when you get buried, when you're dead, you're 6 feet under, so
Yeah.
6 foot drop. I always wanted to kind of use the jackhammer,
Yep.
but it's the jackhammer. Hey, you can't take that from
Right,
over because
yeah.
nobody else does. And I know everybody does everybody else's shit in wrestling, but you can't.
I mean, I'm shocked you didn't just pick the super kick because everyone else is using it.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things in WWE 2K18 to do the super kick. You just have to press X.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, because everybody does it.
Everyone
no
does
matter
it.
what.
Yeah.
Like, there's no collar and elbow anymore. It's just 2 super kicks,
Yeah.
and then we go from there. It's like super kick, rest, hold, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
I actually did pull my groin doing a super kick, and it wasn't even on a show. We were setting up, and I got a super kick a buddy of mine, and yeah, that was bad. Trying to explain that in the emergency room the weekend after. It's like, what did you do? It's, well, I kicked a friend of mine in the face. It's like, you can kick that high?
Stretching is key, my friend.
Yes, yeah, I learned that the hard way.
You're gonna do some DDP yoga.
Yeah, I've actually heard very good things about it.
I want to. I just want to. I think it would help me lose weight, and I would be able to like lift my leg.
It's always good to have goals. It's always good to have goals.
It's like the Kevin James joke where he says he just wants to lose enough weight so where his stomach doesn't jiggle when he's brushing his teeth. After that, it's just maintenance.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
just get it.
So I got a long way to go.
Too, yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I always tell people when I lost all that weight before, it's, I got to the point where I was out of breath tying my first boot. I would have to wait
yeah.
and
Still.
then catch it and then, half a Gatorade and then tie the other boot. It's like,
Half a Gatorade.
something's got to give here.
Half a Gatorade, a speedball. I was ready to go.
Stop, have a cigarette. Oh, we got to catch my breath.
Take a 15-minute union break. Like, oh man, I got to get to this other boot. I mean, I got
Tag somebody in. Hey, could you
tag.
my boot?
Oh yes. By God, King, he's tying that boot extra tight.
Think about his family.
That boot has a family. Damn it.
Sure does.
Well, we have a person, I would say a friend of the show, gave us a table at his most recent show, CSW, Constitution State Wrestling. He's had 2 shows. He did one he does them in Groton at Ellis.
LT Grosso.
Yeah, and it's right over in Groton. Our buddy Nat, we're gonna have to get you in touch with him if you're wrestling next year. You're gonna have to get you on the card.
Yeah, no,
because
I'd
we're
love
gonna be there. We're gonna be there whether we're helping promote or not. We're gonna be there.
we're there.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
That's a great
try to
guy.
get you in touch with him as well. Like
Yeah,
just to
that'd
get
be
you
awesome.
out to other. I know you have your ins with like NEW and stuff, but. He's got a couple guys. He, like I said, we were making the joke before the show about how Adam Rose was there, but he had Adam Rose versus.
Physically he was
there. Mentally, maybe not.
Mentally, he was still in South Africa, wherever he's from.
Yeah, but who did he wrestle?
That was
Bob something.
Bob. Yeah.
Oh, Bob Evans.
Bob Evans.
Bob
Yeah,
Evans.
Brutal
Brutal
Bob.
Bob
Bob
Okay,
Evans.
yep.
That was Dave's boy all night right there. Brutal
His,
Bob.
his first show, he had Gangrel and Tatanka.
Nice.
So this time he had, Adam Rose and Brutal Bob Evans wrestling against each other. Obviously, 2 Buff was there.
Let's not forget Buff Dad.
Yeah, Buff Dad was there. Buff Dad took a serious bump. He took a what was it, a clipboard to the face.
That shit exploded
everywhere. Yeah,
I mean, that shit was shit, you know?
That was some real shitty shit.
That shit right there was some crazy shit.
Yeah, he would have had to take a break before he could get back into that swiveling. I mean,
I'm just saying, Buff Dad is the shit for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty shit.
But we just want to say thank you for coming, talking to us. It's great seeing you. I haven't seen you probably
since I graduated.
No,
57 years ago.
No, because I used to go over and work out with Ozzy.
That's right. Yeah,
when he lived at his uncle's house, I would see you when I was over there working out.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's been probably close to 5 years because I've been out of school for 10, I think. I've been out for 10, 11.
Everything's
You've
just
been
kind of
10, right?
I don't know. What year is it?
I'm 10.
Wait, you're 10.
I'm 11 now.
Jesus Christ. So it's got to be like 13 for me.
You're 30, man. You graduated.
Yeah, I forget that.
Right?
I forget. No, I graduated at 17.
13 years ago.
Yeah, Jesus criminy.
Yeah,
I forget this stuff. Time's just flying. Like I am the most forgetful person. I turned 29 and everything. I don't sleep well. I don't everything doesn't work quite right. And it's catching up on me. I got to get in shape. Maybe that will help a little bit. Got
to get on that DDP yoga.
Yes, and start eating some. Dave keeps telling me I need to eat more avocado. Just become Tom Brady. Eat avocado ice cream.
I love avocado.
Things will
Tom
work.
Brady.
Tom Brady.
Okay.
But we just really want to say thank you for coming.
Absolutely,
I
appreciate you guys having me.
And we look forward to your career, man.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna be following your work.
Well, it's one of those things where I'm definitely going to get back into it, but my little brother, not Jeremy that you guys know, but Ben, sorry, he turned 18. He's a man now, so it's just Ben.
Ben's 18?
Ben's 18. Ben's 18.
Yeah,
he's
dude, you're
graduating
almost
this year.
30. You forget about that.
Thank you, Aaron.
We need to take a
I
5
am
minute cry break
30.
real quick.
I hate to break it to
I have
you.
one more year left.
Yeah, one more year in my 20s.
Hold on to it.
I'm 29
I
plus
have a death grip.
2.
So is Ben training to be a wrestler?
Ben is concentrating on getting through high school right now. He wants to join the Army.
Okay.
And he's been working out nonstop for probably 3 years now. The kid is a solid piece of muscle all the way around. He's training jiu-jitsu right now.
Wow.
He's working out. And
Where's he training at? Jiu-jitsu.
He's training, I forget the name of the school. They just merged with the Cage in Cromwell.
Oh, okay.
It's,
So that was what's his name's old Lion's Den?
Not
Ken Shamrock.
similar-
Not Shamrock School?
No, it wasn't the Lion's Den. There was the Cage in Rocky Hill, and they just merged with. It was like Jiu-Jitsu Strength and Academy,
Okay.
something like that. I mean, if you punch in the Cage in Cromwell, it'll pop up on Facebook. But he's training Jiu-Jitsu there, and he's got a. It's one of those things where. Back in the day, when WWE used to run house shows, my grandfather used to bring my mother to shows and stuff like that. I kind of got to do the same thing with Ben, where we would go to Bethany Town Hall, we would go to all these school gymnasiums and see these big names and some of the indie guys. So he definitely kind of rekindled his interest in wrestling, and he's definitely, he played a little bit of football, did a little bit of wrestling, kind of like me, and he's in much better shape than I am right now. But it'd be cool to kind of see, the Strickland brothers or the Stockton brothers, if you will, kind of do a little bit of tag team action this spring.
That would be awesome, man.
Yeah, I'd have to bring you guys some shirts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me know.
And we'd love to have you on the show again, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely. This was fun.
Yeah.
When you're getting ready to get back into the ring, you're actually going to be on a show. Let us know. We'll have you on.
Perfect.
Promote it.
Absolutely.
Do what we can to throw your name out there and get more people excited about it.
I like that. I like having people excited about me.
Yeah, man. Well, and this time we're going to have Joey Stockton on the show.
Right, exactly. The Cowboy Joey Stockton. Or Thoroughbred Outlaw, whatever.
Thoroughbred Outlaw Joey Stockton will be on the show.
Eventually.
Soon.
Hashtag soon.
Once we go wake him up from his drunken stupor.
Yeah.
From that 3 beers he had.
You were right about the Cage. Jiu-Jitsu Strength and Training Academy.
I knew it was close. I just didn't. There's a lot of words on that logo.
Yeah, no, you had it. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, well, this is a great episode. It's great talking to you. This week, we're not going to do much about. We're going to talk about movies or figures, and so it's been kind of a weird week, past couple weeks, and work's been crazy. Jerry's been, doing his shit. I've been doing my shit, and just want to say thank you to everybody, and take it easy, people.